friends, Renee here. I wanted to talk to you a little bit more today about the commandments of connection. Now, these are not commandments in the typical traditional sense. They're not a list of things thou shalt not do. They are actually the agreements that you make with yourself about how you're going to show up in connection and vulnerability. The first commandment is about getting real with yourself. And this is really the backbone, the foundation of the writing wisdom work. It's really what allows us to build from there as we peel back the onion of what's real and true for us, and we build a relationship with our inner knowing. So most of us have a voice that talks to us in our head quite a bit. The voice of the ego or the small self. There's plenty of ways to think about that voice that, tells us, oh, you don't want to do that, or that's scary, or, it's really, it strategizes a lot, or at least mine does. That's not the voice of our inner knowing. That's not the voice of our soul. That's the voice of our small self. What we're talking about doing here in the writing wisdom practice is building a relationship with our larger self, our soul, our inner knowing, however you want to what you want to call that voice, the voice of your larger self. And that voice doesn't strategize. That voice is the voice of our beingness, who we are, kind of deep down on the inside. And once we begin to allow that voice to come forth onto the page, it gets more comfortable with talking to us, and it talks more. But the conversation is different than the conversation with our small self. It's not the conversation of dread. It's a conversation of beauty and joy and love. It's just, as I have watched my own conversation with my inner knowing develop, it has given me a sense of peace that has been so important in times of big change, which obviously all of us have had a lot of change going on, a lot of unknowns in the world, and then we all have things going on personally, individually. I have a move going on, changes in relationship, things that are stressful and unsettling, and make me feel like my foundation is shifting. And it's really seeking the wisdom and the guidance with that voice that has allowed me to continue to take one step forward at a time, continuing to move through this process. So I really encourage you to check out my free event on October the 16th, noon to 1 p.m. Pacific time. We're going to dive deep into this first commandment and see how we can show up in getting real with ourselves in the writing wisdom practice. It'll be a fun time. Hopefully we'll have some of our prior students there talking about their experience of the work. And we're going to do a practice writing, a practice reading, and then answer any questions. My goal is that you walk away from that event with all of the tools to begin this practice for yourself. If you want to work on it on your own, you'll have all the tools to do that. I hope to see you there. I'll leave a link below to both the Commandments of Connection and registration for the free event. Thanks. Bye.